So I was at Target the other day, and I saw something that uh, I've seen a couple of times, but passed on. And it being a very dry season for toys right now, for me, uh, I decided to go ahead and get them. And I'm talking about these Target Star Wars special action figure sets. I believe there are about 6 of them. Of the sets that I got, there was one figure in each of them that I really, really wanted, and the two others that were kind of okay to just get. And these are sets comprised of figures that are from both the vintage carded figures and I guess they're called Saga Legacy um, figures repackaged into several different sets. The first set of which I'm going to take a look at is the Stormtrooper, Darth Vader, and the Death Squad Commander. Here's the main reason why I got the set, the Stormtrooper. I guess one of the reasons why I picked these up was because, the 3D movies are starting to come out soon, starting with The Phantom Menace. And, I did not like the prequel series as much as I did the first series, and they're pretty not good, but I still enjoyed them while I watched them, and so I probably will try and see it in 3D, even with the terrible changes and all. So anyway, back to the figure. That's I guess why I finally decided to, that's what ultimately led me to pick these two sets up. And, one of the things is that I never got a very good Stormtrooper figure. And I'd seen some videos on here about this trooper, which is the vintage carded trooper, I believe, and how he's pretty much super articulated and very nice sculpt wise, and so I figured, well, instead of looking for the individually carded figure, which being on those vintage cards, I would have real trouble just opening those, because they remind me so much of the original packaging that I really would want to keep them on the card if I ever got one. And thanks to Aethers, I did get one, the Slave Leia, and so that will be staying in the box there, so to speak. However, I was not as hesitant to open up these. I mean, they are based on some 3-packs that were, I forget what Sears or some, maybe it was Best. One of those places, they sold exclusive 3-pack, and that's what the packaging actually kind of reflects that. But anyway, again, back to the figure. So the Stormtrooper, super articulated, and that's why I wanted to pick this guy up. Great ball-jointed head. Arms go all the way around, no problem, out to the side. They spin and bend at the elbow, and they rotate at the wrist. He's got this upper torso articulation. Gets lots of poses. hips go forward, out to the side, and very nice. Knees bend and rotate, and ankles bend and rotate as well. Yeah, so this is why I wanted to get this uh, first villain set there. It also comes with the Death Squad commander, or it's really an Death Star officer. Now he is kind of odd looking a little bit. It's that weird helmet. You can take the helmet off. There. Put it back on. And again, he has some pretty good articulation. Head is really articulated. Can move forward and back, left and right. It's on a ball joint. Arms can go all the way around, out to the side. Rotate and bend at the elbow. Rotate at the gloves. Oh wait, I didn't even notice. Can he? Oh, that is neat. I didn't notice that. See his gun here. I think you can put. Yes, you can slide it in. I guess. Oh wait. You can't. It kind of messes it up a little bit. Oh well, it looked like you could slide it in there, but this part gets into the way. Little unfortunate. So anyway, back to articulation. Waist joint only. No upper torso articulation, unfortunately. And legs only go forward and back, not out to the side. But his knees do bend and rotate, and his ankles do too. Though this ankle seems like it's barely attached, so I'm going to be pretty wary of that. Rounding it out is Vader, who I believe is also from the vintage collection, the first Vader. I think I don't know if they're re-releasing him, but there are a couple. This is a nice Vader, but I'm still a little bit more happy with the last Vader that I got, which was a while ago. Jeez, when did I get him? My problems with this Vader is that because of the gimmick, or not really gimmick, but the additional features, I think his helmet is a little bit bigger than it's supposed to be, and it is kind of annoying. It doesn't, like on my other Vader that I was talking about, the helmet and face mask are removable. Reveal the Anakin from Return of the Jedi. Now, what I've heard is that they are reissuing a Vader much more based on the A New Hope, or for the first Star Wars movie, and that will be one-piece helmet, and thus eliminating the looseness of that. But I don't know why that's so loose, because if I remember mine, the previous Vader that I had, it never had that problem. And he only really moves left and right at the head. And again, that new version will fix that by having a solid piece on a ball joint there. His arms only go forward and back, they do not go out. Oh wait, yes they do. They're just stiff. Okay, so they do go forward and back, and they go out to the side there, but they're very stiff. He bends and rotates at the elbow and at the gloves there. I do like these in the Darth Vader's gonna choke a bitch stance there. He's got waist articulation. His legs only go forward and back. They do not go out to the side, but he bends and rotates at the knee. What made me laugh is that the way he was packaged in the set was, I guess because he was so tall, they had to package him on his knees. The big selling point about this Vader is the cloth goods cape and robe underneath that he has, and I think that looks really good when you get it just right. The only problem I have is the little sparkly strand here that tends to stick up. Other than that, it's pretty neat. And of course he comes with his lightsaber. I guess we'll start with Han, since I think he's kind of the reason why I wanted to get this set, because while I have managed to find later figures of, like I said, Darth Vader that were really nice to me, the good Han Solo really eluded me, and it still continues to elude me. I mean, it's just something that is not quite right about this figure. I don't know if it's because the stance that they've put him in. I don't know, just something. But the sculpt is okay. It's not quite there yet. I like the fact that you can have him have his weapon there. You see he's drawn his weapon. The articulation in this is really good too, and he's the most articulated hand that I've had. So I mean, his head is on a ball joint, so you get lots of motion, range of motion there. Arms go all the way around, out to the side, bend and rotate at the elbow, rotate at the end of the sleeve there. He's got waist articulation, which it's okay, but I really do prefer the upper torso articulation I find in these smaller characters. I think it's a lot better for range of motion. His legs only go forward and back. That is a little bit of a strike against him, but his legs do go. They do bend and rotate. You can get him in lots of nice seating poses. I think he'd be good if you had that really big Millennium Falcon. So, oh yeah, he does move forward and back and rotate at the ankles. And he's got some weird, I don't know, maybe it's just the positioning of his boots there, but really weird stance, I guess. Moving on, this also came with a X-Wing pilot Luke, who really seems to be quite short and stocky, but I think that's just the stance that he's in. Wow, look at that. Oh, compared to, I mean, he is shorter than Han, but only by a little bit. He's not much wider stance than Han, but just look at the difference there. That's something that I didn't notice in the package. Wow. That is weird. But yeah, so he's kind of neat too. He does have the upper torso articulation that I like. His head is on a ball joint. You can take his helmet off here. Yeah, there we go. The sculpt is alright. Not that good. He's got helmet hair. Yeah. But arms do go all the way around, out to the side, bend and rotate at the elbow, and rotate at the glove there. He comes with the little blaster, and he's also got a lightsaber, and he's got a peg for the lightsaber there, but I'm also keeping the little elastic band that he came with to secure it a little bit more, because I don't trust that peg. The legs do go forward and back, and that's it. He bends and rotates at the knee, and bends and rotates at the ankle. So that's it. I do like the fact that it is a Skywalker with a helmet that can come on and off. But again, I think he's a little bit small looking. I mean, he might be good if you had an X-Wing to put him in or next to, but next to another figure, he does look really tiny. The last figure, which is Ben Kenobi, and this is very nice. I like it. I like the face sculpt there. Of course, head is on a nice ball joint, and even the neck can go forward and back separately than the head. The articulation is good. He is limited by the cloth cloak, but his arms can go all the way around, can bend and rotate at the elbow, and he rotates at the wrist. He's got waist articulation, and his legs only go forward and back, but his knees do bend and rotate, and his ankles do that as well. The cloth looks really good, and it feels really good with the figure, but it's just so big on these 3 3/4 figures that when you're talking about a whole robe, they're so big that it actually looks a little bit goofy. So I just don't think that they've managed to find the right way to do these cloaks, these type of clothes. I think it works a lot better when maybe it's just a cape off the back of the figure, or like this, the attached, not a major part of the figure. It just looks so big. I mean, look at the way the hood of this thing is kind of just floating all the way up in the air. Or even if you were to maybe clasp it down here with something, now his face is obscured. It's a good idea, but they can't quite execute it right. So there's Ben Kenobi with his lightsaber, and he's got this cool Jedi two-finger trick. These are not the droids you're looking for stance. So this was an alright buy. $20 for 3 figures is pretty good. Considering these are running $8-9 a piece. So there they are, all together, the 2 sets that I got. I do like the Stormtrooper and Han, they're probably the best out of this. Darth Vader's not too bad. Kenobi's not too bad except for his cloak. And Skywalker is, he's alright except for he's a little bit too short now that I see him lined up here out of the package. And the Death Squad Trooper or Death Star Commando, whatever you want to call him, Death Star Officer, he's alright as well. Anyway, so stay tuned for more reviews. Hopefully the drought will end soon. I get a bunch of stuff on order from Big Bad Toy Store that was supposed to ship in January. Here it is, last week of January. Still haven't gotten it, but maybe February. And anyway, so I guess that'll be it. Until my next video, I'll see you.